Still on the world news at 6, there are plans underway for National Electoral Commission (INEC) through Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, disclosing that the commission is working towards ensuring that prison inmates vote during the 2027 general elections. The plan was actually on the agenda in discussions between INEC and officials of the Nigeria Correctional Service at the commission's headquarters in Abuja today. Yakubu said moves to address the voting rights of inmates have commenced. The move would grant voting rights to thousands of prisoners in the country. The Comptroller General of the Nigerian Correctional Service, Sylvester Ndidi Nwakuche Ofori, was at the INEC headquarters today to advocate for the voting rights of inmates. Yakubu therefore expressed appreciation for the proposal, pointing out that several African nations such as Ghana, Kenya, and South Africa already allow inmates to vote. He said, and I quote, "Working together, we can seize the opportunity of ongoing electoral reform for a clear legal provision that will specifically cover citizens serving time in correctional facilities. The task is to engage with the National Assembly for clarity and legal backing." Now, Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed has openly invited Labour Party presidential candidate in the 2023 general elections, Peter Obi, to return to the People's Democratic Party. Mohammed, who is the chairman of the PDP Governors Forum, stated that the opposition must unite to rescue Nigeria from the current administration's failings. The governor made the appeal during Obi's visit to the Bauchi Government House today. Bala Mohammed commended the former Anambra State Governor for what he described as a new brand of politics centered on constructive engagement, people-focused governance and oversight. Commending Obi's legacy in healthcare and education, Mohammed acknowledged his past performance as a governor and the clarity of his vision for Nigeria. Mohammed stressed that leadership must go beyond seasonal politics and lip service, insisting that Nigerian politicians must demonstrate knowledge, empathy and planning. Governor Mohammed further stressed the need for the opposition to come together, warning that disunity only serves the interest of the ruling party. According to him, the current All Progressives Congress-led administration is failing to address the country's pressing economic and social problems. The Governors Forum, led in the PDP chairman, concluded by assuring Peter Obi of his support and calling for a collaborative effort to present a united front that can challenge the ruling party and provide a better future for Nigerians. Well, reports is that the 2023 Labour Party presidential candidate earlier visited to institutions in the state where he donated 15 million naira, 10 million naira to Malkiya College of Nursing Sciences, and 5 million naira to Itisharu Talfuzu Quranic School in Yelwa. Speaking in the College of Nursing, Obi highlighted the important role nurses play in healthcare. He said nurses are the heart of the health system and are even more important than doctors in some cases. Now, in a very recent development, former presidential candidate of the African Democratic Congress, Kachikwu, has alleged that former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan offered Peter Obi, the Labour Party's 2023 presidential candidate, the position of coordinating minister of the economy if he would withdraw from the 2027 presidential race to support Jonathan's ambition. The opposition politicians include Peter Obi, who adopted the ADC as the platform for an opposition coalition ahead of the 2027 elections. Speaking at a press conference in Abuja today, Kachikwu claimed that northern political interests drafted Jonathan into the contest as a strategy to weaken the South influence. Kachikwu further alleged that Obi was told he could not win northern votes because he is an Igbo man. According to him, he said, and I quote, "Peter Obi has been told in very clear terms that he will never get northern votes as an Igbo man, and as such, he should accept to be Atiku's running mate." He accused former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and some northern elites of holding political power for decades without improving illiteracy and poverty in the region. He condemned the deliberate spread of falsehoods against President Tinubu and other southern presidential aspirants. Calling on Nigerians to resist Atiku and his allies, Kachikwu said, and I quote, "We must all come to equity with clean hands and sincerity of purpose. We don't burn our houses because we want to kill rats and cockroaches. Sometimes we just need to make our houses clean so that rats and cockroaches live on their own." Now, in a very recent development concerning the case of the Police Inspector General of Police and Omoyele Sowore, the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project has called on the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to quickly investigate the alleged police torture of Omoyele Sowore, who is a journalist and an activist. In a statement issued today via the X account of SERAP, they are asking the federal government to ensure the probe is prompt, impartial, independent, transparent, and effective. The group said those found responsible must be identified, named, shamed, and prosecuted according to the law. SERAP reminded the authorities very recently that Section 34 of the 1999 Constitution guarantees the right to dignity of a human person. We also disclosed further that it was quite imperative for due diligence to be carried out so that falsehood will not be the order of the day. However, let's take a listen to the Police Commissioner of Police, who is actually on top of the case with Omoyele Sowore, given the reason why Omoyele Sowore is still within their custody.
Please, can we have one house, please? All right. Please, for the record, I'm CP Abayomi Shogunle, PhD FSI, Commissioner of Police Special Intervention Squad, and I'm here speaking on behalf of the Inspector General of Police and the Nigerian Police Force pertaining the reason why you are here. Just as stated by my good friend and comrade regarding what happened 2 days ago, I was actually there. You saw me, and I don't know if any of your lawyers, Abubakar and Marshall, I don't know if any one of them is here. You know, just as you said, the two petitions against Omoyele Sowore were shown to him in the presence of those two lawyers I mentioned, right in my presence. One bordered on forgery of police documents, which he published online. And we all know the position of the law. It is your duty to provide the source or how you came about a forged document. That is one. That petition was shown to him. Then the second petition has to do with cyberbullying regarding false allegation. Please, when you were talking, I did not interject, please. If you are not ready to let me talk, I will leave you here and we will move forward. So please respect me. When you were talking, I didn't interject. All right. So the two petitions, as I've stated, were shown to Omoyele Sowore 2 days ago, right? In the presence of his lawyers. But where the issue now is, he refused to make statements in the presence of his lawyers. It's on record. It is on record. He refused to make a written statement, and the procedure under the Nigerian law is very clear. When an allegation is made against you, you are called upon, you have a duty to put down your own position. If you cannot write, it's not compulsory you write in English. If you cannot write, somebody will write for you and read and interpret for you, and you sign. That is the procedure. And since he refused to make a statement, I'm still saying it, in the presence of his two lawyers, Marshall and Abubakar. They were Marshall and Musa, barristers, Marshall and barrister Musa. They were there when he said he was not going to write any statement. And the procedure is very clear. We have an investigation that is being carried out. The investigation being carried out has nothing to do with the protest about police retirees. It has nothing to do about his political views or ambition. It has nothing to do with his human rights activities. The two petitions were shown to him. Again, I'm repeating this. And the allegations, one, in possession of forged police documents, then two, that is one. Then the other one has to do with the cybercrime law, cyberbullying, and so on. Now he has refused to make statement. His arrest was ordered right in the presence of his lawyers, and an order was made for his detention. So as at now, I've not been briefed, or I don't know whether he has finally made a statement or not. Omoyele Sowore is in safe hands, and if you want to see him, 2 or 3 of your representatives can go with me, not this crowd. Go with me and you will see him.
All right. As it stands, Omoyele Sowore also addressed the press. The Commissioner of Police took some reporters as well as some comrades of Omoyele Sowore to where he's being kept, where he addressed the press. We'll look into that later. Meanwhile, the People's Democratic Party National Working Committee has cautioned members against endorsing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for his second term, warning that such actions amount to anti-party activity and will attract stiff sanctions. In a statement today, the National Publicity Secretary Debo Ologunagba, the party therefore expressed concerns over the conduct of some prominent members whose public support for the APC in its 2027 presidential candidate violates the PDP's constitution. The National Working Committee cited Section 10, subsection 6 of the party's constitution, which prohibits members from aligning with other political parties or groups in a way that undermines the PDP or its elected governments. According to the statement, these endorsements, alongside repeated public criticism of the PDP, threaten party unity and could harm its electoral prospects if left unchecked. The National Working Committee therefore issued a strong reprimand and urged those involved to retract their positions or face disciplinary action under Section 59, subsection 1 of the 1999 Constitution as amended. You're currently listening to the World News at 6 here on Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. We'll take a very short break. When we return, we'll head into a news analysis segment where we get to look at some of the stories read out on the World News at 6. Do kindly stay with us. All right, thank you for staying with us. This is the World News right here on Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. I'm currently being joined via the telephone with Barrister Darlington Agumo. Barrister Darlington, good evening and thank you for joining us today. How are you? How are you, sir?
I am okay, and you?
I am fine. I'm so sorry. I actually had an analyst, but I'm calling. He's not picking his call, so I am so sorry for calling you at the brink of the moment.
One day I will surcharge you and threat you.
I'm so sorry. Please don't be like chairman. I sincerely do apologize. Barrister Darlington Agumo, there is a very recent development. Maybe Kachikwu is spilling again. According to him, he says Goodluck Ebele Jonathan is actually offering Peter Obi a presidential slot, the position of coordinating minister of the economy, if he would withdraw from the 2027 presidential race to actually support his ambition. That's what Dumebi Kachikwu is saying. And that, as you do know, very recently Peter Obi visited Bauchi, where the governor there asked him to join the People's Democratic Party, actually gave him a couple of encomiums and complimented Peter Obi as a person, his integrity, and said he introduced a different system of politics. So while Dumebi Kachikwu was at press conference today, I will be playing that during the evening rush, he claimed that northern political interests drafted Jonathan into the contest as a strategy strategy to weaken the South influence. For now, we've not heard Jonathan say anything as to the proposal. We've only heard that there are certain persons pleading with Jonathan to be part of the presidential race in 2027, and that the idea is because the proposal of one term that Peter Obi offered, some certain persons do not trust that he will go for one term, despite him coming out twice to publicly declare that he's going to stay for that one term. And they only feel comfortable with Jonathan because, according to them, they feel that whether Jonathan likes it or not, he cannot go another term. So constitutionally, he cannot go another term aside from the first 4 terms. But that is still in context based on what the Constitution stipulates concerning the person of Jonathan and how he went through his own process of possibly 6 years. So, Dumebi Kachikwu speaking, should anyone believe what he's saying, would the person, as you know, as former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, would he actually offer Peter Obi such a position to drop his presidential ambition and become a minister during, if he wins? That is, Jonathan is already alluding that there is a strong tendency he would win the elections in 2027. Or is this a trap?
Esther, there is no trap there. They have told you in clear terms what they are permutating.
This is not a permutation. This is what Dumebi Kachikwu is saying.
I am telling you, yes. That is what the North is scheming. If not, look at it yourself. It was Peter Obi that was all over the place. His name and his views were all over the place. He was so popular. All of a sudden, a Jonathan that we have not had his voice or his opinion or whatever. Some people started drafting him, started talking to him, started calling his name. You know, what does that tell you? There is no smoke without fire. And like I told you last Thursday, the North are making a mistake about Jonathan. Constitutionally, section 137, I don't think it will avail Jonathan. No. APC will go to court. I'm not joking. APC will challenge it. And if I know APC very well, they will win. And that means Jonathan will be rubbished. Did you even hear what the North are saying? That except Peter Obi now work with Atiku as a deputy, Abi?
Yes.
Is that not part of what you read now?
That's what Dumebi Kachikwu is saying.
Yes. Some people will dismiss it now. That is only Dumebi Kachikwu, this and that. But that person will not ask himself, why is he not suddenly asking for Jonathan? If they truly love Obi, should they be calling out to Jonathan now? Please tell me. Esther, how long have I been saying this thing? Nobody wants to listen to me. Esther, we fought a civil war. And the North have never been happy with the Igbo man after the civil war. We turned all their plans. It was the Igbo man that destroyed it. All their plans in Nigeria.
But Barrister Darlington, let's just assume that this is a period where every means, every machination, every strategy, meaning that there is a psychological warfare here, so that, you know, the followership, the buzz, the adrenaline about some certain presidential candidates will be deemed. Let's just say this is a machination at work, all right? This is basically the plan. But let's look at the reality of this. Jonathan himself, ever since we heard 2 days ago that a source said Jonathan may actually be in the run. Remember, Jerry Garner said something like that you've gotten somebody better. Now, they said Jonathan may agree to be part of it, and then the contention was if he was eligible to actually go another term based on the 1999 Constitution as amended. In this whole process, Jonathan has not uttered a word. We've not heard anything through Jonathan's aid to verify this statement. But we know how these people do these things. They put these things out there to get the reaction of people, to hear what people have to say. So obviously, they're listening to us right now. They're listening to the conversation we're having right now to know how people feel about all of this. Now, Dumebi Kachikwu is coming today. Again, you know that man speaks unfiltered. He's actually alleging that the plan by these northerners for them is that they're putting out a permutation that without the North, he may not get it because of the vacuum of trust between the North and the Southeast, basically, as is obvious anyway. And that if that is the only option, would be Peter deputizing Atiku. Now, is it possible that a Jonathan, all right, would be offering Peter Obi a ministerial slot for him as a president in 2027 when you don't even know if you're eligible to contest that election in 2027? How do you even know that you would win? For a Peter Obi that, according to El Rufai, supposedly won the elections in 2023 based on whatever it is he put out there, you expect somebody, even if INEC gave him 6 million votes, to actually decide to step down and take a ministerial slot, that you would win the 2027 elections? What's the reality in all of these phrases that maybe Kachikwu is putting out here?
He's not putting out anything, Esther. You said it yourself that El Rufai told you that Peter B won that election.
That he was robbed. He didn't tell me. He put it out there. He put it out there. He didn't tell me.
He said it. He brought that figures. Is that not true? What happened at the end of the day? Hold on. Is it not the person they choose that they put there, Esther? Why do you think the Tinubu don't want to offend them? I am telling you people reality. Nobody want to listen. Esther, imagine if at the beginning Peter B had worked with Kachikwu, all these permutations, all this scheming, all these shenanigans would have ended. The North would not even have the mouth to go and look for somebody else. They would. Esther, they would. This is delay by Peter B that is causing this thing.
What delay, sir? What's the delay?
The not to make up his mind to work with the
What do you mean to make up? You can't force him to do what he doesn't want to do. He has put himself out there.
Hold on, Esther, please don't interject. You called me for this thing. Listen to me. Listen to me and listen well. Up to today, we don't even know where he stands. Now you're asking me what is delay. No, tell me, is it proper? Up till now, do you know where Peter Obi stands?
Peter Obi is in the Labour Party and also part of the coalition, and he's putting his heart in the race.
Are you serious? He came out to tell you, Abi.
He said it. Yes, we all watched the interview. He said it, Barrister Darlington. Yes.
Okay. When was that interview? When was that interview?
That interview was last month.
Last month.
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Meanwhile, that Ahmed came to him to make peace. He rejected the peace overture. Esther, he rejected it.
Barrister Darlington, where did you hear he rejected the peace overture? Where did you hear that? In what categorical term did you hear that?
I said, Esther, please, I discussed that thing on that platform. I don't want you to continue to digest. When you know the truth, I don't like it, please. Okay, what did he reply, Dati Ahmed? What did he reply him when the man said he went to him? What
according to what Dati Ahmed said, I heard that particular interview. He said Peter Obi did not reject or actually try to not push him further or derail him from going ahead with it, but he was literally just there. He didn't literally say exactly that Peter Obi said don't go or go.
What does that tell you? In theaters, if Peter Obi had made up his mind, will you be talking like this? No, tell me. He said he would have told them that, okay, I have accepted. Now, listen again, though. INEC has shut down Abure and his faction. So, can't you see what is going on with Labour Party now? It is neither here nor there. And now the North has given condition. I told you here, no matter how you want to please your concubine son, he will never call you his father. I have been insisting that Peter Obi should work with Kachikwu. Is it demarketing him?
All right,
is it telling him not to run?
All right, let's
Is that what I said now that the North are telling him? Is it not the same thing they're telling him now?
Barrister, it is the time of the South, basically based on the gentleman agreement, and I don't think there's anything wrong if Peter Obi says that he has the capacity to run like any southern candidate. But maybe Kachikwu is saying something, Barrister Darlington. He's saying something.
Somebody will run with something. Nobody can run alone. You know it.
Barrister Darlington, Dumebi Kachikwu said something, all right, that is worthy to note. He said that we should stop blaming the president of any complicit whatever within the opposition. That we should try as much as possible not to break a house that we're trying to build together. Now, because of that statement he made about the president, a couple of persons are saying he is the mouthpiece of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu by coming out to reel out certain things going on within the ADC. And they also think again that he's working for the president. But on several occasions, he has said he is not working with the president. He's just saying it as it is. So he says there should be no deliberate spread of falsehoods against President Tinubu or any other southern presidential aspirant. Barrister Darlington, the truth of the matter as it stands now is that the North finished 8 years. It is the time of the South. If there are talks and persuasion on Peter Obi to support an Atiku Abubakar or be a vice, well, Atiku has not said anything yet, and nobody is pushing it any further. Peter Obi has a right, like Rotimi Amechi and any other southern candidate, to say we are not deputizing any northerner. It's not the time of the North until 2031. To say he wants to run on his own, and so obviously this is a psychological thing. But do you think Dumebi Kachikwu is on the side of the president? Because at every point in time, he has been defending the administration. He has been defending all the southern candidates, actually. What's your take on that aspect?
All this thing he's saying, do you need anybody to tell you where he stands? I don't like people who speak from both sides of their mouth. You know very well that Kachikwu has never been a friend of ADC, his own party, or P2B. So he's telling you exactly what is on ground. All this thing that he's talking about, nobody should blame. Who should I blame? Who should I blame if I will not blame Tinubu? He's talking to himself now. Anybody that will listen to Kachikwu is, in fact, that person is living on a food paradise. What I'm saying here is that if the needful had been done, all these things will not come up extra. You know, nature abhors a vacuum. You create a vacuum, and then all manner of things are coming in now. Ask yourself, why is Jonathan coming into the mix at this hour? Why Jonathan? Tell me. You have not answered that question. The people that have been telling me I am wrong all along, oh yeah, the North has spoken now. Let them go and challenge the North. It's as simple as that. Let them go and challenge the North. They said that Obi must work with their son Atiku. They are very clear. What are you going to do?
Well, Barrister Darlington, as it stands now, while the ADC is giving such a line of thoughts, the PDP under the Governor Bala is actually asking Peter Obi to come into the PDP and become a presidential aspirant. They consider him a good candidate, and his line of politics is quite different from the way Nigerian politics is, specifically as things have become. The type of politics that we currently operate is no longer as it used to be. So they're asking him to come join the PDP. Obviously, you already know the situation with the PDP. Do you think Governor Bala has Peter Obi's real interest at heart? If he already knows that the Wike factor is like a sassafly on the scrotum of the PDP, and you're encouraging Peter Obi to join them, how is that going to be possible for him to be considered when there is a certainty, or some persons think there's a certainty that at the die minute they'll create chaos? Peter Obi may not be given the presidential slot, and at that time he may not be able to join any other political party, and it's a win-win for every other person who has an interest who is already there.
So you know all this is that you're asking me.
Well, no,
you know all this is
this is what a lot of Nigerians are actually attributing to the entire situation.
It is what Esther is saying.
It is not Esther. It is, if you've been following the conversation across board.
I am beginning to think that you are working for Tinubu right now.
Because of what?
Because of what you said.
I didn't say it. These are the permutations.
No, but once you never abandoned to listen to me. You never, most of you that are vilifying me, or the job will come out, or you come back and tell me that I'm wrong. No, on the more serious note. Yes, tell me that I'm wrong now. This house, I told you where they're going. I said, tell me why Jonathan should be mentioned today in this whole thing. All of a sudden, Jonathan, since the North laws, all of them are behind you. Why? Somebody should come and explain to me. And they have told you who they want. And they have told you how they want it. You instead of you to look at this matter from that angle, you are telling me gentleman agreement here and there. If Tinubu have been doing well, will all this come up? They say necessity is the mother of invention. If Tinubu have been working well, it will be an embarrassment for anybody to challenge him in office. But look at what is going on today. So the gentleman agreement, according to you, it must remain, Adi. It is the turn of the South. Are you serious? Which turn? Who wrote the turn? Where is it in our constitution? You people are just celebrating infamy. All of a sudden, it is down North and South. Okay, if the North know their union, they should have told if the South know their union, they should have told the North. Oh yeah, let us calculate this is independent, how many times you have ruled. Nobody's talking about that one. The Shagari era, they have removed it from the equation. Yes, sir.
All right, Barrister Darlington, a lot of Nigerians have the faith that at this time around the North cannot continue to decide what they want, and that according to what Kachikwu is saying right now, right about now, he's saying that they've hung on to power for so long that they don't even see any other person. These are his words. He says that the North use the weapons of region, religion, tongue, tribe, and poverty, while they convince millions of poor people, northerners, that a southern president hates them, and that is the cause of their poverty. And he was referring to the fact that the southern president is President Tinubu, and that these are the kind of things they've reeled out to their followers in the north. So that's the reason why they think that pushing Tinubu out of the equation, despite Tinubu staying on for them for 8 years, supporting them, that now they want to use religion, they want to use their population, they want to use tribe and sentiment and poverty to put Tinubu aside. Again, he's speaking on behalf of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But you said something that is at the heart of every Nigerian, that if things are going on well, these push for a change in government wouldn't be this rife, wouldn't be this obvious, okay? But the presidency is defending their stance. For example, Sunday Dare very recently disputed a report on Daily Trust that Nigerians are dying of hunger, or that Nigeria is collapsing under Tinubu's watch. Dare said that such an assertion are exaggerated and that they're not backed up by facts, criticizing the piece for feeling public despair and misrepresenting the actual state of the nation. The presidential aide emphasized that while the country is facing economic challenges, the situation is not as dire as some reports are suggesting. They claim that 33 million Nigerians are at risk of hunger is a projection and not a confirmed reality. Again, how do you react to this?
Yes, sir, please. Whenever Tinubu and don't go to battle with it, that check will bounce.
You said what?
I have told you. Whenever they are telling you something, the supporters and the aides, don't go to bank with what they are telling you. If you go to bank, that check will bounce. That's the truth. Did you not hear what they said? Did you not hear what the truth is rubbish? Even MPS. Those things, you want to discountenance that you are listening to something. Is that what you want me to support? Is that someone in Nigeria? What is the price of foodstuff? You have always been lamenting about it in that studio. You cannot go to market and buy a bag of rice for 30,000 naira. We bought it for 7,000.
Barrister Darlington, the network seems to be obstructing. Let me try and call you back. It's quite imperative that you complete your line of thought. The situation with Sunday Dare and the state of the Nigerian economy is what we're talking about at this point in time. Sunday Dare is reiterating to Nigerians in defense of his principal, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that the statistics reeled out by a daily newspaper called Daily Trust is wrong, that it is not true that Nigeria is collapsing or going through abject poverty, but that the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has done quite a lot, and economically things are picking up. But the problem is that most Nigerians are not feeling the impact of all of this economic statistics being reeled out. So what needs to be done? Should the governors be called out? Should the local government be called out? It obviously feels like the local government is going through a strike where the impact of governance is not felt, aside from some local governments in Lagos State. Do you think that the governors and the local governments needs to wake up? Everything cannot be in the hands of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
The buck is not on the table. If Nigeria is working today, Tinubu will claim credit. Let him leave the governors alone. If Tinubu is sincere, yes, let him call out the governors. Let him chastise them. Let him mean it. Then I will take him serious. But talking to the governors now is like shifting the blame to somebody. How about you? You that is the commander-in-chief, what have you done about security so that the governors can tell their people to go back to farm? Answer, if people were to go back to farm today, will this hunger continue? Please answer me now. If people were to go to farm like the Benue farmers, if they leave the IDP camp where they are and go back to farm, will this hunger continue like this? So who is supposed to drive away the terrorists and deal with them? Is it the governors? Look, I don't want to be repeating myself over this issue. I don't want to, please. You people know the truth. You don't want to say it. I don't know why. Is it not Tinubu who said that we should not pity him, that he planned to do this for 30 years? So what happened? Esther, what happened? All the things we enjoyed under PDP, this APC came to town and everything was withdrawn from us. Everything went down south and you are still looking for somebody to blame. Is it fair? Tinubu should carry all the blame. It's not enough to be answering Jagaban for what? He told us he has a class in Chicago saying this. So what do you expect from a first class student? Is it not performance? Esther, is it not performance? Why is he doing trial and error with our life? Tell me why. Are you telling me that if Tinubu has been doing so well, all of us will not rally around in the south here and tell the north to wait? What happened is that Tinubu didn't read the signs. He didn't read the signs of the time. I told him that, look, you will not enjoy the privilege Buhari enjoyed. Nigerians waited for Buhari for 8 years and it messed us up. They will not tolerate it from you. I told Tinubu that. And he thought I was joking. All the things that Buhari did, they want to get their anger on Tinubu now because of his what? His low-grade performance in office. Imagine if Tinubu have come and stop all this thing he's doing, all the trial and error. You told us to remove subsidy. Meanwhile, you are paying subsidy through the back door. I mean, that one is confirmed. Is that not deceit? Esther, is that not deceit? Meanwhile, we are not seeing the money. We are not seeing the money. So what are you telling me that there was one gentleman agreement somewhere? As long as it is not written in my constitution, then it is null and void. I am telling you the truth. It is null and void. All the people telling us that the North are holding swear, we can no longer surrender to go and challenge them. It's not enough to talk. Come together and tell the North enough is enough. That's what I'm saying. They should not use Obi or the Igbos to go and cause another problem. That's what I'm saying here. Esther, you don't know what is happening. You don't know. You don't know. I am telling you. These people want to use Obi to cause another problem for the Igbos. Is that not what I'm telling you? Quietly work with Kachikwu. Let me see whatever they will use against the Igbos again. People say no, it cannot happen. No. If Kachikwu finish, please, who else will take it from the south here? Is it not Obi? Is it not the south? Is it not the southeast? How do you do your own political strategy for God's sake? How?
Barrister, you seem to be exuding a kind of fear that without the North, a southern candidate. I'm coming, Barrister. Are you saying that every other person? I'm coming. Are you saying that every other person who trusts a Peter Obi or who trusts President Bola Ahmed Tinubu or who trusts a Rotimi Amechi, that their trust and feeling is not strong enough just because the northern factor is there? You sound like, let the North be pleased for a candidate to emerge. How long will Nigeria continue with that kind of politics, where politics is only decided by a certain region, when whoever emerges represents all the regions that makes Nigeria a federation? It is a time of the South. You keep pushing this whole thing towards Atiku. Even the northern people, most of them are saying that indeed there is an agreement that it is the time of the South. Are you saying that without an Atiku, Peter Obi has no chance whatsoever? Or should it be INEC that we should put the focus on?
Esther, please. I have told you here. Never you tell me that I'm afraid or whatever. You look like a coward. I am telling you what has worked over the years. And you don't want to listen. Okay, allow me to be now. Let him go and do whatever he wants to do. Why are you people calling his name? Why are you bringing it into this equation?
No, this is a recent development where you now reiterated on what you have been saying from all the while that you're on this platform. I didn't introduce it. It's what's in the news.
Was it not good? Was it not the North that confirmed it this evening? What they have always wanted. Is that not true? Is that not true? Is that not what I've been saying? That is the agenda of the North. That's what they want. So if you don't like it, challenge them. Will I stop you? Challenge them now. Let they can go there and do it with the North. Tell them no longer decide what happens. It's not by talking. It's not by talking, but they should not use Obi on the Igbos to go and foment another problem. Tinubu is in office. Look at how he's defending to the north. He's even afraid of them. That was why one of their brothers even threatened to kill the wife. He didn't talk. And I know if it was the fact here or any Igbo, I say, why? Why should you allow that? Oh yeah, kill her, bring her, kill her.
So Barrister, why are you not pushing? Why are you not pushing? Why are you not pushing for Atiku to support? Hold on. Why are you not pushing for an Atiku to support a southern candidate, either Peter Obi or Rotimi?
I am coming, Esther. If you were in the shoes of Atiku, you are the one that organized APC. You are the one that organized the coalition. You are spending your money. Then you are interested all of a sudden with a northern agenda. You now package everything and hand it over to somebody else. Can you do that? Esther, can you do that on your own? Can you do that? You see, I have been telling people, if you don't want to work with that, go and look for another small party. Go and grow that party. Establish your presence there. And do whatever you want to do there. Instead of waiting for other people's party.
Okay.
Instead of him to be waiting for other people's party, where they have been tossing him right, left, and center, let him go and organize his own now with the obedience.
All right, Barrister Darlington, let's move on to another topic of conversation. We need to round up some. So, INEC has disclosed to us that there are plans underway for prison inmates to vote in Nigerian elections. INEC's Professor Mahmoud Yakub today said the commission is working towards ensuring that prison inmates vote during elections. That the plan was on the agenda in discussions between INEC and officials of the Nigeria Correctional Service at the commission's headquarters in Abuja today. Yakubu said moves to address the voting rights of inmates have commenced. A couple of persons reacting to this information when it broke out felt it was a strategic move or a desperate move somehow to have more votes as the elections for 2027 get more tensed up. There are complaints, or rather there are talks that certain persons are getting more popular. So if the North will not align accordingly with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, this could be another means as well to have more votes. Why was this not something that was proposed in 2023? What happened that it's coming now? Because some of these prisoners are denied certain fundamental human rights, and all of a sudden we're now being reminded that the inmates have a right to vote.
Is it not part of the electoral reform that we're asking for, Esther? They are bringing a new innovation which will benefit everybody.
So this reform now has passed when there are other reforms that are very pertinent on the table. Why has the reform for diasporan voting not come out as well? The reform for those in diaspora to vote.
One thing, oh my God. Esther, one thing at a time.
Okay.
They mention other countries that have introduced it and is working for them. That of diaspora will still come. It's a gradual process. You can't do all the things in one fell swoop now. The people in the prisons, it comprises of every tribe, every ethnic group. If you go to prisons all over Nigeria, you see the Hausa man, the Yoruba man, the Igbo man, the Bibio man, the Shekri man, everybody is in prisons. So it is all of them to benefit from it. No exclusion. So what is wrong with that innovation? What is wrong with it? I don't see anything wrong, if they can introduce it, well and good. After all, we have almost 100,000 of them all over Nigeria. It's a number now. It's a number. That's what I'm saying.
All right, Barrister Darlington, thank you so much for your emphatic reaction to issues on the World News at 6. I sincerely, honorable, do appreciate your input.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you so much, Barrister Darlington. All right, I just finished speaking with Barrister Darlington. Right here on VOP 90.3 FM, we give you the news as it breaks. We'll let you know when information are just breaking. All our information right here is verifiable. You can do your research with all of this recent developments. It's our job to give you the information as it comes out, and we do the analysis segment so you have a better understanding of what the situation is and you have an informed perspective of topical stories that is actually affecting Nigeria's polity. As it stands at this very point in time, the electoral reform is still ongoing, and while a couple of them term may be passed, a lot of other tangent reforms in the electoral budget is still on the table of the National Assembly to be deliberated upon. And while the psychological warfare between political bureaucrats and gladiators continue, it is important for Nigerians to have a steadfast mind. And if you want better governance, call out for it. Get your PVCs ready to ensure that on that day, whatever it is that you want is what comes up. My name is Esther Kachikwu. Join me for the evening rush later on this evening. Bye for now.